Welcome back to a new video here at Life for the Bridges. If you didn't see our last video, we are in the stage of our YouTube journey where we questioned whether we're still doing the right thing for our son, documenting our life on YouTube. We are still navigating the best and the safest way for our boy and our family to continue to create videos for all of our wonderful subscribers whilst keeping our son's future, the impact on him and our life as a family at the forefront of our mind. This may take a little while, but it's something I'm willing to work on and be very aware of as we continue to share our life as the Bridge family. At the end of the day, we are just two parents that want the best for our son whilst juggling day-to-day life and trying to live in the present whilst building a future. But as we know best, anything worth fighting for doesn't come easy, and one thing that will never change is our boy will always come first, and we will never lose sight of that. We are only human and will make mistakes along the way on this journey, but it's not about the mistakes we make, it's the progress and the plans we put in place to benefit our future. I heard a quote from Brené Brown once that said, "You, me and everyone, every single one of us is flawed. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress." We all live in a world that is surrounded by social media, and sometimes these people perceive their life to be perfect and that they have life figured out, and we don't. But I'm coming to realise that we all have flaws and we all have different areas in our life which we struggle, which is a huge balancing act in life. But we are just a normal family that struggle in many areas too. So we just wanted to remind everyone that the goal isn't perfection, it's progress, and we are all in it together. So we're just gonna bend down and tease you then. Oh no! Oh, gonna bend down and
I'm going to die.
How high?
Yeah.
Really high.
Yeah.
Go!
And
animals?
Yeah.
Let's sing your animals.
All at the same time.
Gosh, you can't go to the park without swinging your animals. That would be unfair on all the animals, wouldn't it? All the animals would get home and be like, well, you didn't push me in the swing. Look at you swinging with all your animals. Hey chaps, welcome back to another week here at Life with the Bridges. As we're entering a new week, a little bit differently, I certainly didn't expect it to start this way.
So touch it.
No, absolutely don't touch it.
What is it?
That is not what you want to see in a kid's park. It's a rat, darling. He's having a sleep.
It's just a toy.
Just a toy, yeah.
It's his tail. It's a rat.
He's having a nap, isn't he? You mustn't touch it or that stick, because Daddy's used that stick to get it out of the way, darling. Come on then. Say bye-bye, rat.
He's really funny.
Yeah, not sure he's laughing. He's just having a sleep. He must have played in the park for too long.
Oh no.
He's tired. Tired rat. That is absolutely not what you want to be seeing in a kid's play park. Hey-ho. A lesson to be learnt. It's having a lovely sleep. So after last week's video, we're kind of going into our week a little bit more cautiously. And if I'm completely honest with you, our week has started absolutely terribly, as we are meant to be going swimming this morning. And on the way to driving to the swimming pool, I was rang up to book in, and turns out it's closed for 2 weeks. So then I tried to book in another swimming pool, which is also closed. So we've ended up in a park with a dead rat in. Fantastic. But after computing a little bit more about what was discussed in last week's video about kind of our YouTube channel going forward, we have kind of come to a compromise that it is absolutely something we can continue to do. We just got to be mindful of Teddy and just pick the times in which we film and just make sure we're present with him. And so there's going to be a lot less speaking like I'm doing now whilst we're around, and more just enjoying his time. So that's what we're going to be doing. But for now, time to enjoy the park, and I'll explain what we've got coming up this week a little bit later.
I think I have.
Having stepped back and realised the importance of Teddy's future and his life going forward with us on this YouTube channel has only brought us to a really positive position of making sure we are present with him, making sure that there isn't a camera in his face every moment of every day, and simply be selective of the bits we film rather than just filming everything for the sake of it. This YouTube channel is part of our life now, but has to be done from a stance that protects our boy, protects our time as a family, and that is the most important thing, rather than ignoring it and it becoming a big problem in the future. Wow! How many animals can you see spinning around?
many.
So many. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I am down here at a timber yard buying a ginormous scaffold board, as I have got a mini project to do for my mum's birthday, as myself and my sister wanted to do something special for her, and I've been looking to try and find one of those height charts which you can put all of the grandchildren's names next to, but we couldn't find one that was a suitable size, so I decided I'm going to try my hand at making it. So first stop, scaffold board. So I have just picked up that scaffold board, and here's a few images of what my sister and I are attempting to make. So that is what we're planning, but whether it goes to plan or not, I don't know, because the ones that are professionally done all have really specific routers and stuff to make the engraving, and we're planning on just cutting it to size, sanding it, staining and treating it. So it's a pretty simple task, but we all know with DIY not everything goes to plan, but let's give it a go. But before I start that, I'm going to quickly get Willow out, and I'm also on call to see whether I am needed, because unfortunately today is hospital day for Teddy. He is having his second to last immunoglobulin transfusion. Yeah, which is a huge milestone for us, but always a tough day for Katie and Teddy. So therefore I am on call. We are having to go in slightly later today. It usually starts around about 9 o'clock. Today is starting at 10 o'clock. So therefore, depending on how quickly and efficient the hospital is, it could end up being a really long day. So I have said to Kate to please just call me if the cannula doesn't go in first time and then ends up being a really long morning, just because it's not for one person to deal with, and it's nice to have 2 pairs of hands. And for Teddy, it's nice to have both of us there if need be. So getting Willow out and then on standby, and if not, I'm potentially going to start this project. Regarding these immunoglobulins, it was always our long-term plan and the doctors and consultants' long-term plan to have him on these immunoglobulin transfusion until early spring, so March, April time. We're obviously now in February, so this is his second to last one, so his last one will be in March. But the reason why we are sticking to the plan is that Teddy's body is actually producing the right amount of immunoglobulins itself now, so it was more just to give him that extra boost through the winter months to help his immune system grow, and it has done exactly that, and we are forever thankful that his body is starting to do that, because it will give him a better shot against all of the viruses and infections to come. So it'll be really nice for us to not have to have these monthly hospital admissions, and be nicer for Teddy not to be cannulated every month. What it will mean is that we will be getting bloods done every 3 months rather than monthly, which is nice for Teddy. But also today's blood tests that we'll be having are really important to us as well. Over the last 2 times we've had bloods done, as you guys know, his white blood cells and neutrophils have been abnormally high. We are hoping that the results that come back from today's bloods are hopefully back to normal. If not, I think it will be potentially something that we'll have to look into with the hospital, purely because his white blood cells and neutrophils shouldn't be that high, even though he is presenting really well. It is something that we do need to keep an eye on, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it and have these bloods come back from today. So fingers crossed for them. Obviously, the older he gets, the more aware of doctors, hospitals he is. I've already spoken to Kate this morning to double check on them both and how Teddy is, and apparently he's fine. He's just sitting on the bed waiting for the doctor, but any sort of sign of nurses or doctors entering the room, he is on edge, and apparently he keeps saying how he's scared. So it's really upsetting. So it's a good thing that these are hopefully coming to an end, firstly because his body can produce his own immunoglobulins now, but secondly, we don't want to have to keep putting him through this hospital admissions when he doesn't actually need it. It's just an added boost. So all in all, another tough day coming up, but another day that we can all get through as a family, and let's see how it unfolds. So a bit of an update. I just got back from the dog walk with Willow, and Katie rang and said that they put the cannula in for the first time and managed to get his bloods done, but the cannula didn't go in properly, so the cannula then came out, and now he is super stressed up to the eyeballs, which is obviously once again a very traumatic experience for him. And Kate just rang and basically said, do you think it's worth putting Teddy through the trauma again of having another cannula fitted to have these immunoglobulins? Because as I said to you earlier, his levels of immunoglobulins have established now, and he doesn't actually need them. It was just a precautionary last 2 because we were sticking to the plan that the consultants originally set to have 2 more. So this being one and the last one in March. And it's a really big decision, and these are some of the decisions that we have to potentially make as parents, is what is the best answer for Teddy? Like, is it better to potentially have these immunoglobulins for a little bit extra cover through the back end of the winter months, or is it better to just not put him through the trauma again, knowing that his immunoglobulins have established. And I said to Kate, there isn't a right answer. Either way, we won't know how much the immunoglobulins are actually protecting him currently. We do know how much trauma it's going to put him having another cannula attempt. And that's not to say that this cannula attempt is going to go in. So I advise Kate to speak to our head nurse at the hospital and see what she thinks, and see if it is something that, because the immunoglobulins have been drawn up, we have to have them, or whether it's something that we can make the decision to potentially not put Teddy through that trauma again. And so we kind of push the ball back out of our court and into the hands of a professional advice and see what they advise. So I'm just waiting to hear on that. If it means that we have to have him, I may have to duck into the hospital to help Kate, because it's not something that she needs to be dealing with on her own. And I also want to be there for Teddy. And even though it's not nice for either of us to see, it's something that two parents' comfort is better than one, you know? So yeah, but I'm waiting to hear from Kate to when she hears from our nurse, and I'll keep everyone updated. Oh, updates. Like, there's like a good half an hour between these updates, but when you watch this back, it's going to be like, update, got an update, just let you know, got an update. I have an update. We spoke to the nurse and we agreed to give it one more cannulation attempt, and if there was any more than that, then we were going to cut the line there, purely because the trauma would be too much for Teddy. Cut a long story short, the cannula is in and the infusion is going in, which is possibly the right decision. It benefits Teddy, especially in the back end of these winter months. And also, we have got so much coming up, little short trips away and stuff like that, which is really exciting, might I add. That the fact that we can have that little bit of extra protection for Teddy's immune system going forward over the next month is brilliant. And providing this one goes in all well, it leaves us one last immunoglobulins transfusion and then we are done. So yeah, all good news. The transfusion is now running, so fingers crossed 4 hours from now our little boy will be home. But for now, I think I might start this project. Right, that is out of the work attire and into the I don't really care if it gets ruined attire. Time to start this project. Oh, before I start, I need to go and plant some ginger. Come to the greenhouse. Where's my ginger gone? I lost my ginger. Where's my bloody ginger gone? Can't start filming without my ginger, can I? Ginger! Panic over. Found my ginger. So, welcome to my greenhouse. And if anyone's wondering, have you got any progress? The answer is no, is the honest answer. Well, a little bit of progress, but we've had some very, very cold weather in the UK. And the only thing that have cropped up are a little bit of garlic. We've got a couple of little sprouts coming up here. And some more garlic over there. So garlic seems to be the one. But what I need to do is plant this organic ginger in a nice big pot of soil and let it do its thing. So let's do that. And then we can get on to the project. Haven't really got a clue how to do it. Not really sure what the ins and outs of planting and growing ginger, but I've got some mud, I've got some ginger, and I've got some pots and a trusty trowel. And so I'm going to keep it simple and put some mud in a nice deep pot and then fill up the other nice deep pot. Then grab the organic ginger and then plant the ginger and then cover some more. Job done. That's how you plant ginger, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a nice lucky tap. Remember that this is ginger, and then pop it in the greenhouse. Now onto the project. Hold up. The most vital part of the whole planting process. Water with some mouldy banana juice. Banana skins and water apparently is the way to grow your veg. So that's what I've been doing. Job done. Now we can get on with the project. And one last vital part to every potting and planting process. Kick away the soil we spilt and pretend it never happened. I have to say, even if that chicken manure that I planted in all that soil isn't working, it smells like absolute chicken manure in there. Must be doing some good. Anyway, now to do my height chart project. But what do we need, I hear you ask? Firstly, a table to hold the wood. Secondly, incoming! The wood. And a sander. And 2 charged batteries. Now, quick brief explanation on the plan. So this is a scaffold board that I've had cut to length at 1.8 metres, which is exactly, roughly, 6 foot. That seems to be the general consensus of how high the height chart is. And this is actually quite a meaningful project, purely because it is for my mum's 59th birthday. I know she doesn't look it, but she is. And we could have just bought it, but because we couldn't find the right size and those seem to be extortionately expensive, I thought I'd give my hand a go at trying to make it myself. So I'm going to sand this down, and we have bought a vinyl stencil which says all the height chart down here, and then it says a nice message down the side there. But I need to get this wood super smooth so the vinyl adheres to it. I'm not going to try and overthink this project because it's pretty simple, but hopefully it turns out to be quite a nice little present for my mum, and the fact that we've made it by hand is a huge positive. Either way, she'll love it. So I'm going to start at quite a rough sand, then I'm going to go down the courses and make it as smooth as a baby's bottom, and I'm going to put you on a time lapse, as nobody wants to see about 4 hours worth of sanding. Time to get sanding. Don't worry, I'm going to get my mask. Let's start the sanding process. Oh, there's my neighbour. Morning. Now, we can start sanding. That's a good start. Sander that doesn't work. Why is that not working? Oh! We have liftoff! $120, $240. Run out of battery. I thought it was getting pretty weak. New battery. Let's see if this gives me a little bit more power. Flipping hell. Don't half make a difference if you use a charged battery. Lesson learnt. Now, where was I? Double-handed grip, big muscles. Ooh, that is me done. Oh. Flipping now. Honestly, that is smoother than a baby's bottom. Like, genuinely. Wow. Look. No splinters here. I'd be so confident that I'd rub my face across it. Ow! Just joking. That is awesome. Right, time to brush it down and maybe oil it. And then let it dry, and then we can put the vinyl on, and then that is project done. A project that only takes a few hours. Right, oil, Danish oil, Osmo oil, which feels a bit solid. An unfinished look, odourless, no buffering required. That's got some in. Natural matte finish, non-yellowing, dust resistant, easy to maintain. Sounds perfect for a height chart. Done. What started as a rough and ready scaffold board straight out of the sawmill was now a smooth sanded bit of wood ready for dusting and oiling. Brush it off, brush it off, brush it off, brush it off, Can't get over how smooth that is. It should be for about an hour and a half's worth of sanding, to be completely honest with you. Maybe I need some sanding. Bit of a smoothing out a few of these wrinkles. Right, once she's brushed off, we're going to try and put some of that natural wood stain or wood oil or wood stuff. Wood stuff. Right terminology, right? Let it dry, and then time for the vinyl. I haven't got a huge amount of this stuff, and it's been in my storage for ages, so I need to use this sparingly, providing it's not mouldy. Ooh. It looks like caramel. Okay, that's that all finished. Right, is there any logic to doing one side first? Side, yes, side, top, side. Yes, side first. Right. Oh, a great old table. Where's my gloves? Gloves! Gloves. Hopefully Mr. Teddy Bridge will be on his way home in about an hour. All has gone well with the transfusion. He is tired, he hasn't napped, but I've been keeping in contact with them whilst being dragged around the lawn with my sander. Also, I tried to take this off, and it started to rip the wood to pieces, so I left it on in there. I'm going for the rustic look. So that's the plan of attack. I'm going to go very sparingly on this first coat, knowing that let's just cover it all. And if I need any more, then I can just reapply coats rather than get halfway and go, I got no more oil. One side done without covering myself in oil. Other side and then top. Oh, it's nice. Not overpowering, but a lot of my mum and stepdad's house is very all natural colours, so that is why this colour works well. So if I did a really dark stain, it could be really overpowering and not go with the rest of their house. Whereas this, ladies and gentlemen, is perfect. Right, top. Oh, how natural. Itchy nose. You watch, I'll have an Etsy shop before you know it. You're knocking these out by the thousands, or not. Job done. Right, let that dry. And my sister is dropping around the vinyl, which she actually bought from Etsy, fun enough. Right, whilst that dries, oh, I look like such a mess. Anyway, I bought a new little storage solution from Lidl, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to whack you on a time lapse and get that up as well. What a fantastic DIY day I'm having. And there we have a really simple storage solution. How clever is that? So I can put things like this, which doesn't have a home, in there. Well, blow me down. My storage problems have a solution. Job done. Right, are you dry yet? Nope, that's still wet. Okay, I'm going to organise all that, but you don't need to see that because it's boring. With the height chart now dry, my sister and niece turned up with the vinyl, and we had the task of applying the finishing touches without completely mucking it up. We worked out the logistics and measurements and piece by piece applied the vinyl to the chart, which was a lot more fiddly than the time lapse is making out. But luckily my two glamorous assistants had very steady hands and lots of patience to get it all done to finish off this lovely handmade birthday present for our beautiful mother. And voila, there we had it. Another finished project that started off as an idea, and with a combination of family teamwork and the want to make something really special for our mum to be able to record all the heights of our ever-growing family, that, ladies and gentlemen, was a good job done. And if you're watching this, mum, a very special birthday to you. We hope you like it, and more to the point, we hope it fits, and if it doesn't, worst case scenario, chop it up and it can be firewood. Just as we finished, my little superhero of a son and my superstar of a wife returned back from hospital, and Teddy was so happy to see his auntie and his cousin were still here on his arrival to play and tell them how brave he had been at hospital, and that's a perfect way to end a productive day all round. That is a good job done. That is mum's birthday present all sorted, and a handmade birthday present made from her children. What gets better than that, hey? And even better, Teddy is back and he is happy, and it actually was timed perfectly because my sister Hayley and Maddie were here when he came through the door, and he only had 10 minutes sleep on the drive on the way home, so it really perked him up the minute he came through the door, because obviously to see them was an amazing arrival back home after a long old day for him. But I spoke to Kate about how it all went, and it turns out that his original blood's clotted and they couldn't get his full blood count, so just before they took the cannula out they managed to flush it back and take 1 ml of blood so he can get a full blood count. So we're still awaiting the results of that, so hopefully that will come back at some point today or tomorrow. But either way, it's been a good day here, and I'm going to put the phone down now and go and spend some time with my boy after I've closed all this up after a really productive day. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. A huge thank you to our Bridge family members, and remember, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. We'll catch you in the next one, chaps.